1 year ago, Shell Plastics opened and began operation of the largest plastic production facility in the northeast of the U.S. and one of the largest in the country in Beaver County, Pennsylvania. We knew this facility would be toxic, but the past year has been worse than expected. In just 1 year, the Shell plastic plant has had 13 notices of violations and at least 26 malfunctions. On November 15, 2022, Shell opened its Beaver County plastics plant. There were pollution malfunctions on its very first day. Over the past year, community members and advocates have watched the plastics plant, tallying the toll of Shell's harms. Shell's string of malfunctions and pollution violations documented over the past year aren't just numbers on the page.
Before the facility officially started operating, it blew through its volatile organic compound, also known as VOC permit limit. By December, Shell exceeded its nitrogen dioxide, or NOx, and hazardous air pollutant permits, and in just 3 months of operations, the facility exceeded its carbon monoxide permit. These pollutants can react with sunlight to create smog, leading to various short and long-term health impacts. In December, Shell had 2 malfunctions, both caused by poor planning for cold weather, a weak malfunction that resulted in a 65-hour carbon monoxide emission event and another that resulted in a 2-week shutdown after a piece of equipment froze, forcing Shell to have illegal flaring.
In March, a piece of Shell's equipment developed a hotspot so bad it had to be sprayed 24/7 with a hose to stay cool, but Shell kept using it anyway. And while Shell only had 1 malfunction in April, that one malfunction was a week-long release of benzene, a known cancer-causing toxic. No regulator, elected official, or company provided real-time information about the dangers of this pollution event to the community.
In defense of so many pollution problems, the general manager of the Shell plant admitted Shell doesn't quite know what they're doing. In April, he told the public, quote, "Nobody in the world has been trained to run this specific equipment here in Beaver County," end of quote. And all of this is to make plastic, a product we don't need as we're already drowning in a global plastics crisis.
The Shell plant is another reminder of the human and environmental costs inherent in plastic production, but it's also a lesson in our power. From the first day the facility started up, we've been saying the fight isn't over, and over the past year, we've been holding Shell accountable as our PADEP, state government, and local government have failed.
Over the past year, we've delivered over 60,000 signatures to Shell, calling on the facility to implement basic safety and emergency response measures. We have spent hours on the ground monitoring and watchdogging the facility to keep our community safe.
The Shell facility coming online wasn't the end of our fight. Instead, it catalyzed a more robust grassroots movement to protect our air, water, loved ones, and futures.